Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you guys are logged in. Welcome to CRCC Asia's 4th webinar series in a 5-part series focused on the growing sectors within China. And today we're going to be talking specifically about marketing internships in China. My name is Jenny Miller. I am the head of University Relations and Partnerships here at CRCC Asia in our San Francisco office, where we're logged in with you guys today. I want to again thank everyone for joining and for registering for the webinar. We're excited to talk to you today about kind of key trends and developments within marketing in China, and also address some of the challenges that companies, but then also even interns might face in this industry in China specifically. So without further ado, I'm going to switch my screen and move on to our PowerPoint today. So bear with me one moment as I just share my screen. All right. So our agenda today will be an introduction to the marketing sector in China, as I had mentioned. It's going to cover an overview of what an internship program in marketing, PR, or advertising looks like in China. We'll also take some time to hear some testimonials from those who have actually done a marketing internship previously in China. And then we're going to open it up for some questions and answers towards the end. But I do want to say that feel free to submit your questions throughout the presentation. You will see the Q&A on the right-hand side of the webinar. So please, you can continue to be submitting those questions throughout the presentation, and then I'll be sure to answer them towards the end. Well, let's dive right in and get a little bigger context for China and the marketing sector. As I'm sure many of you are aware, or at least vaguely familiar, about the economic rise of China today and over the past 10 years. Many times as there is an economic boom, there's also comes an increase in consumer spending and disposable income. McKinsey, a consulting firm based in New York, did a forecasting study where they forecasted that the consumption of urban Chinese households is going to increase from 10 trillion yuan in 2012 to nearly 27 trillion in 2022, as you can see in the diagram on the right-hand side. They anticipate that there's going to be a massive push to urbanize, and that is already underway, which in turn should result in producing tens of millions of richer citizens. Today, China is the largest e-commerce market in the world. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with what they call in China Singles Day. It's very similar to what you would say the United States Black Friday or even Cyber Monday. Singles Day, 4 million Chinese spent over $5.7 billion in one day on one e-commerce platform, Alibaba. Alibaba is a competitor of, you would say, Amazon. So in that one day, 5.7 billion people purchased $400 million worth of goods on Alibaba, which is incredible. To put that into perspective, you can compare that to the United States Cyber Monday, which across that day, Americans spent $2 billion only. So obviously there's a huge chain, a kind of gap between how much spending and only hammers home the point of the rise of consumer spending in China and by the Chinese. As more and more is going to mobile, China is also projected to be the largest mobile commerce market and currently is the largest maker and consumer of smartphones. So luxury goods, this is obviously kind of going more narrow within consumer spending, but China is the largest consumer of luxury goods, or purchaser, I could say. They estimate that half of all luxury purchases were made by Chinese shoppers last year. There's a term coined for this, and it's called a vanity capital, which describes the rise in spending on luxury goods like jewelry, cars, jets, makeup, health supplements, and private schools by the Chinese. There's a few brands that you might be familiar on the slide that we have. So Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Audi, Rolex, and Tiffany are all brands that are widely marketed to the Chinese. If you see in the chart in the bottom left-hand corner, it shows that globally the Chinese are the biggest buyers of expensive items, accounting for some 29% of purchases last year. One of my colleagues is actually Chinese. He's working here in our San Francisco office, and he said that in Paris alone, if you go into a luxury goods mall, the first floor is all suitcase stores, and they purposely place them on the first floor because of such a large amount of Chinese tourists who are going to this mall, purchasing a suitcase, and then filling it with luxury goods to go take home. This is just one kind of story and example of the amount of spending and amount of exposable income that the Chinese have due to its economic growth. So how do you win in China? How do you capitalize on such a growing market and such a large body of consumers? So the same consulting firm, McKinsey, they suggest that to succeed currently in the global market, companies must have both the flexibility to adapt and the skills to innovate to keep in step with the Chinese market's exciting development. So to win in China, there's a few things. You have to first understand that it's a large country, and there is no one China. There are over 29 different provinces, each with their own set of people, customs, and brand preferences. You have to be bold in your marketing strategy. There's also fierce competition between domestic versus foreign brands. A foreign brand like McDonald's can't succeed on the same marketing techniques that they use in the United States. They have to localize their product and cater it to the Chinese demographics. Take Walmart, for example. Walmart, for those who've been kind of following in the news, I think it was last week, they just announced that they would open 115 new stores in China. Walmart is a great example of how a foreign brand have decided and know that in order for them to succeed and win in China, they have to be very local. They have to localize their products, they have to localize their marketing techniques and kind of their strategy towards that. So if and when you go to China and you go to a Walmart, you're going to see majority of their products are Chinese brands with a few Western brands. But that is an attempt because they know that the Chinese, these are the things that they're looking for and things that they can relate to. With the Chinese consumer market growing and the market of huge interest to North American brands and companies, there's no better place to get marketing and advertising experience in the world today. So a little about CRCC Asia for those who are less familiar with our program. CRCC Asia works with over 600 host companies throughout China in over 14 major sectors. Marketing, PR, and advertising is one of our most popular sectors, both from students and host companies. Some of our previous alumni who did their internship in this sector worked in these main categories within marketing, PR, and advertising. They did online media marketing, they did events management, market research and strategy, client management for PR or advertising agencies, content writing for websites, blogs, and newsletters, or content marketing, as well as design work. So we work with a variety of companies related to this field that include marketing agencies, in-house marketing departments within a variety of different larger or startup companies, and that could be like the marketing department of a app development company or the marketing department of a hotel. So it could be a variety of those types of placements, as well as market research consulting firms. So firms that are doing things like some of the studies that McKinsey has done, that would be equivalent of market research consulting firm. So as I mentioned, we work with over 600 different host companies throughout China. But to give you a kind of a bigger idea of the types of placements and kind of the quality of work and the projects that you might anticipate being able to do if going on our program, here's one example. So Web2 Asia. Web2 Asia has been a longstanding partner of ours. They are based in Shanghai, and they are a digital marketing agency. They provide digital strategy, e-commerce, and performance marketing. They provide their clients with deadlines and contracts based upon kind of what they're looking to do to grow their company from a marketing perspective. There are 3 areas of focus for Web2 Asia is digital marketing strategy, e-commerce, and then performance marketing, as I mentioned. An internship like this would provide you experience and insight into client management, marketing strategy, and then obviously marketing best practice. It also gives you a great opportunity to get specific hands-on and real-life experience in China's marketing sector and related to Chinese business, as it's very different to the US and or even Canada. And it gives you an idea of how marketing is similar, but also how it is different. All our internships run between 1 and 3 months long, up to your kind of decision. And we have a program start date each month of the year. So if you're looking for an internship at any point in the academic year or in the summer, we have a program for you. Continuing on with kind of Web2 Asia, so this is an example job description of a previous intern who did a marketing internship with Web2 Asia. Some of the projects that they were able to work on was SEO, search engine optimization, SEM, search engine marketing and campaign management, content creation for blog and the website, social media marketing and management of community development, so outreaching within the local community, coordinate with internal teams, both on marketing, events, legal, external partners to execute marketing and promotional programs, but then also serve as an administrator to digital asset management system, which includes uploading, organizing, and maintaining current creative assets. So it looks like some design work as well for those who have that background and those skill sets. On our website, you can find over 300 testimonials from previous alumni who participated in our program. You can filter and segment it out based upon their sector, their university, as well as the location that they decided to do their internship in. This is one example of one of our alumni from the University of Arkansas, and she shared about her experience doing a specific marketing, PR, and advertising internship. She worked on market research, user consumer research, data analysis, and content marketing during her program. And she goes on to explain that her experience in China really helped set her apart from other marketing majors. As she said, we're a dime a dozen. She goes on to say that it can be a daunting idea to consider spending 2 months in China, but I would highly recommend it. I encourage you to go onto our website and read other testimonials. And this is just a kind of a brief snippet from this specific alumni, but you can read the full story on our website as well. Again, for those who are less familiar with CRCC Asia, we are an internship provider offering students 1 to 3 month internships in over 14 sectors throughout China. We are the leading provider of internships in China. We guarantee students an internship in the sector of your choice. So if you're looking for that marketing, PR, advertising, we guarantee you an internship if accepted into that sector. Your supervisor will be English speaking, so there's no Mandarin language requirement for those who are thinking, oh, I don't speak Chinese, so that I'm automatically eliminated from the program. 90% of our interns have no formal Mandarin background. We do a full service program, meaning we provide all the visa processing and support so you can work in China. We do the pre-departure assistance, airport pickup and arrival. The hotel accommodations is provided as well, where you'll be living in a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment hotel where you'll share a kitchen, living, and bath, but have your own bedroom. There is weekly cultural networking, business and social events once a week with other interns. As our summer programs, you could be on a program with up to 300 students. So it's somewhat of a cohort from students all around the world, where you'll get to really experience China, both in the work environment, but also in a social environment, and from your peers from all around the world. We also provide all the SIM card welcome packet and city guide, so you know what are the best excursions, what should you do on the weekend, as well as 24-hour support and guidance. The Mandarin lessons are built in, so that way it's in beginner level to give you basic kind of understanding of how to order food, how do you get a taxi in China, and kind of make sure you can get around during your program. There is a China business seminar led by one of our host company directors or executives, talking about their experience as an expat or working in China, and gives an opportunity to network with them. And then we leave the program with a great ceremony and leaving event to talk about how do you transfer this experience back to your home country and in a full-time position. And there's an extensive alumni network of our program where we have over 4,000 alumni and counting. So as I mentioned, we have multiple internship programs in China. These are the 4 major cities, Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong. Each of these locations are great for marketing, PR, and advertising. For our other sectors, each city has its own kind of specific industries that are probably more catered, say engineering or logistics would probably be more Shenzhen and Hong Kong. But for marketing, PR, and advertising, any of these locations are great choices with a plethora of awesome placements. For those of you who are looking to kind of beef up your China marketing knowledge outside of your internship, CRCC Asia also has a China business and marketing course, which is a 2-week program, 1 week in Shanghai, 1 week in Beijing. The program runs on June 25th, so if interested, do apply soon. And during the program, you'll be able to gain exposure to Chinese business skills, develop your understanding of marketing in China and how do you market to the Chinese consumer. Think about successful marketing a product and service in China, as well as developing your connections and industry kind of networks in China. Some of the host companies that put on these seminars, as all of the seminars are led by our host companies, one of which is Coca-Cola this year. So we're excited to be having them to host and lead a variety of sessions about their marketing campaigns in China, and then give an opportunity for students to tour their facilities. We're continuing our webinar series with some exciting topics in the next few months. We'll be talking about next month illegal internships. So if you have some friends or if you're a university representative on the webinar today and you have some students who are pre-law or even getting their law degree, this will be a great webinar for them. August, we're going to take a break in the summer with July and ramp back up in August, talking about some China knowledge, so history and culture, but then also traveling. What do you do outside of your internship and some of the must-sees of China? All of our YouTubes, both past and future, will always be uploaded onto our YouTube channel. Do check out our YouTubers. We have a variety of testimonials, videos of on the ground, as well as our webinar series. So I'm going to pause the presentation and go back to kind of you guys and see what type of questions you guys have. As I mentioned, please do put those in. You will see on the right-hand corner, it's going to say where you can submit your questions. So feel free to put those in now, and I'll be sure to get to them. For those of you, I know some typical questions that we get while you guys are thinking through what you want to ask is, can I get credit for a program with CRCC Asia? The answer is yes. So we have a relationship with Golden Gate University here in San Francisco. They're accredited by the Western Association of Colleges, Schools and Colleges. So they run a internship course online for all of our students who are participating in our China internship program. And that course that runs online is during your internship, where you'll have podcasts and journal and assignments every week where you will be submitting them to Golden Gate University, and you can receive up to 6 credits for the program depending on the duration of the internship. And then the credit will transfer back to your home institution upon approval by your home institution. Other questions that we typically get about the program is funding. So what are some options to help pay for the program? So the program is full service, so there is a fee for the services like accommodation, visa processing, the placement process, and all those activities that I had mentioned. We do run a scholarship every fall in October, November, and that scholarship is up to $15,000, and we give out several awards to students in the US and Canada based upon kind of merit and their applications. Those, again, do run in October, so they can be used anytime within the following year. Other opportunities are scholarships that maybe your home university offers through your study abroad office or your academic department. A lot of them have specific study abroad scholarships or internship scholarships for unpaid internships, as our program is unpaid due to Chinese visa regulations, as it's illegal for a international student to be paid in China doing an internship. However, it's great experience. As you had seen from the University of Arkansas alumni, they are talking about how this really set her apart, as marketing major can be a dime a dozen. She needs something to really jump out on her CV when she's interviewing, and that internship in China with X company really helped her do that. Well, please do submit your questions. I'm going to finish up some of the PowerPoint and then go back to the questions. So do be thinking if you have any other ones. If you are interested in going on the program this summer, we do have a program running in June where the application is still up. June 25th is our program start date. And then obviously we have a program in July and August as well. You can go to our website, crccasia.com. /apply/ and that will take you directly to our application. It's free. It only takes about 15 minutes, or you can see on the right-hand corner of our website the big red apply button. Please do check us out on social media, as we're always posting testimonials, updates, and kind of program activities and that kind of stuff on a variety of different platforms on social media. We have 11 global offices, so no matter where you are logged in from today, we are here to help. Again, I'm based in our US office in San Francisco, California. So if you are a student from the United States and you submit your application, our office in San Francisco will be the one processing your application and helping you throughout kind of pre-departure phase of your program. I want to thank everyone for those who have joined. I'll kind of leave it open for the next few minutes and let you guys get in your last remaining questions that you have about CRCC Asia, about marketing in China, about our programs, or just China in general. We're here to help. We have, as I'd mentioned, we'd sent over 4,000 alumni over the past 10 years on our program. And so we're really excited for this upcoming summer and the students who will be going and those participating in specifically marketing, PR, and advertising type internships. A lot of times we have students who are thinking about So we're working full-time Monday through Friday, the internship. But what do I do outside of that? What are some fun things to do on the weekend? And that's part of the thing that maybe if you're going to do an internship, you know, maybe in your local home town or maybe a local city nearby, you don't get to travel China. That's part of doing an international internship. One, you get some international work experience as the world's becoming more and more globalized. That helps you competitively. But you also get to travel and enjoy and learn about China, which is an amazing and fantastic country. I've been there several times, and it is amazing. It's highly addictive. It has an energy about it that you just some ways can't describe without going. And you would think that New York City is the city that never sleeps. I think China is the country that never sleeps. It's always go, 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 and it's fast-paced and high energy, really friendly people there to help and lend a helping hand. I don't speak Mandarin, very basic, and I've navigated fine and been really great. But some things that you can do in China travel-wise. So we have a great partner, the Dragon Trip, that does a variety of excursions and weekend kind of activities for students to jump on. And it's like backpacking tours throughout China for the weekends. We could go and camp on the Great Wall. You can go up to northern China if you're going in the winter during our December, January program. Up in northern China, there is a ice festival, and I did this actually, and it was fantastic, where the city up in northern China, they turn an entire city into ice castles, and it's light up at night, and there's fireworks and nice food and activities, and it's like this huge festival. It's massive. They build this entire city of ice with 10,000 people in 2 weeks. It's incredible. So you could Google Ice Festival China and you can watch some cool YouTube videos. So that's always a large kind of a popular thing that our students do in the winter time. The summer, if you're going to Beijing, you obviously have the Forbidden City, you have the Great Wall nearby, you have the Temple of Harmony. If you're going to Shanghai, there's beautiful gardens and kind of towns and cities outside of Shanghai that has some awesome kind of weekend type things to do. Hong Kong is incredible, beautiful port, smaller city, so it's really easy to navigate and get around. And then Shenzhen is in southern China, right outside of Hong Kong, but in mainland. And because it's in southern China, there's the beaches there, it's a little warmer, and there's a variety, again, of a lot of hiking and more outdoors things to do in southern China than, say, up in Shanghai. Well, as always, if you ever have any questions, you can email sanfrancisco@crccasia.com. We also have a live chat on our website, so if some question kind of comes to your mind later in the day, you can get onto our website and ask us live. But I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you for your questions, for registering and signing on, and hope to join you next month to hear more about the legal sector in China, or later in the summer, fall, where we'll talk about China travel and culture. Everyone have a great day wherever you're logged in from, and have a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining.